This video clip will show you how to expand data options in the BIR database. We're going to look at the BIR by child graph. So I'm going to open up the BIR by child graph. And this is a big database, so it's got a lot of data on it. This level of analysis would probably only be done at a monthly level. So we're going to look at data from February of 2012. And when I do that, when I pull up the graph, I can see that there are 10 kids who have had behavior incident reports filed on them. But the data that we want to take a look at is on the top 5 kids. So I can have the graph do that for me. If I just click on one of the bars, and then I go up here to show top and bottom, and I want to show the top 5 kids. And it'll just narrow down the top 5 kids. Then I can see that RS, AS, JS, JD, and HB have had some challenges. And I want to know which activities had the most behavioral incident reports on them. So I go up here to field list, and that'll pull up items to drag to the chart. And so let's take a peek at what are the problem behaviors that are happening. So I'm just going to click and drag, and I'm going to pull problem behavior right next to it. And so I can see that RS has had a couple different kinds of problem behaviors, well, more than a couple of kinds of problem behaviors, but for the most part he's had a lot of, or he or she has had a lot of aggression. And then I can see that AS as well has had several different kinds of behavior reported, but their disruptions and tantrums slightly stand out. JS, same thing. So that's a way to analyze the type of problem behaviors. Now I want to know what activities are those problem behaviors happening. So I click on BIR activity and I drag that down here too. Oops. Drag it down. And then it divides it up even further. And that gets a little overwhelming. So when you have this kind of graph, it's easier if you select by child. So I'm going to click on the arrow for child, and I'm going to deselect all. And it's showing me everyone who's had a behavior incident report. They're just hidden. But I want to take a closer look at RS. And so here's RS's data. And so I can see that aggression is kind of happening throughout the day. I can see that disruption and tantrums are happening during quiet time or nap time. Running away is a low-level activity, but something maybe to keep an eye on. So that's a way that you can drill down a little bit more carefully into a child's level data. If I want to know, instead of activities, I can drill down and find out more about what's happening during mealtime, for instance. So I'll deselect this, and I can go to mealtime, and it'll show only the behavior incident reports that occur during mealtime. Okay. So that's a little bit how you can dig a little bit more closely into child level data. If you want to change any fields, you highlight them and hit delete. So, and then if you want to go back to the graph the way it usually is, you go up here to auto filter and click auto filter, and it'll bring you back to the graph. This